Hello and welcome. In today's tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to make your curtain wall move from looking like this to looking like a perfectly curved one as this. Join me as we proceed. So this is my Revit interface. All I need to do is to come under here, click on new, and we change this to Revit metric multi-discipline. This is the Revit default template. You click on OK and you wait for the project to open. Okay, now that the project is open, first thing we need to do is to check our levels. Because come to our elevation, let's make sure we check our levels. So you come down to elevations, you click on this plus sign. Let's check the levels. Okay, 3.6. Okay, that's good. It gives us a very good height. So if you're asked to create a curtain wall, the first thing that will come to your brain is to click on wall, come to curtain wall that's not defined, click on edit, and check on automatically embed curtain wall panel. You change this to solid glazed because it's a curtain wall. You change this to glazed because it's a curtain wall. Then you come to vertical layout. Let's make it fixed. Horizontal layout fixed as well. And the mullions, now you want to give the mullions, let's make the mullions 65 by 125 mm, 65 by 125 mm, 65 by 125 mm. You do the same thing for the horizontal mullions because they need to be equal in size. You do the same thing, 65 by 125 mm. Then once you are done, let's make this 1000. Okay, now once you are done, you click on OK. Now you have created your curtain wall. Good. So you just need to come under to this place, click on start end arc radius, then you just draw a curve like this and you curve it to this point. Good. Now, so this is the normal thing that comes to your mind when you're asked to create a curtain wall. You click on this, start from level 1 and end in level 2. So this is just the basic curtain wall. But if you zoom in a little bit, you see that it is not actually curved. It has straight, it's just a combination of straight panels that gives you the illusion of a curve. If you come to our 3D, you can see it better. Good. So, but in today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make sure it is a perfect curve. So what do we do to make sure it is a perfect curve? Let's copy this. We'll copy this, sorry. Let's click on the curtain wall panel. We'll copy this downwards. Let's copy it to this point. Okay, now you can see this is what we have. So the next thing we need to do is to click on this. The next thing we need to do is to create our default glass panel and our default mullions that we are going to add to this. So what we need to do is to click on wall. We'll click on wall. We'll go to any conventional wall that we have. Let's say generic 150. We'll click on this. We click on edit. Now let's name this mullion. mullion. Okay, then we edit the size and let's make sure this is 165, just as the initial mullion which we had is 165. Let's make this 165 and let's make the material, since it's going to be aluminium, let's go and look for aluminium and we select aluminium. Okay. Now we've created this one. Okay, now the next thing we're going to create is the glass panel. So we do the same duplicate. Let's name this a glass curtain wall. Glass curtain wall. Okay, now thickness of glass is usually 25 mm, so let's make this 25 mm. Then we change this material. Let's create a new or let's just search for glass. There should be a glass material here. Okay, glass, good. I think I saw one. All right, let's use this. Now let's use glass. We use render appearance. We click on OK, 25 mm, good. Okay. So this is what we have. Now you can see this is our glass. Good. Now, so once we are done creating this, we don't really need this. We delete this, make sure it is gone. Then we come back to our 3D view. Now you can see what we have as our 3D. So let's just take this up a little bit. Let's make sure, let's give it a very good height. let's say top offset of 3000. Let's just make it very high so that it will give us that feel very well. Good. So this is what we have. Perfect. Now, so what do we need to do? So this is the default one, then this is the one we want to make perfectly curved. So first of all, what you need to do is to click on this and you change this. You come under edit type. Now you see this cutting panel, system panel glazed. We don't want this. You need to change it to the glass wall which we just created, and we gave 25 millimeters. So we need to look for it. What is it called? Generic glass wall. Okay, so let's look for it. Glass wall. Glass wall. It takes time to get because you know there are a lot of walls here. Okay, good. Now you can see a glass cutting wall. So you click on this and that is it. Now the next thing you need to do, the horizontal mullions. We actually need the vertical mullions because the vertical mullion doesn't have to be curved, but the horizontal mullions, they all need to go. So once we click on the horizontal mullion, we change this to none. We click on this, we change this to none. But mind you, the horizontal mullion is 65 mm by 125 mm. So we click on this, we click none, we don't need them, and we click on OK, and we wait for it to apply. Delete mullions. Yes, we do not need the horizontal mullions, so it's going to delete all the horizontal mullions. Now without the horizontal mullion, you can see that this is actually you can now feel the curve. Okay, now you see what happened. It also deleted the horizontal mullion for this one, and there's a reason why. So let me show you the reason. Now the reason is we did not duplicate this, so whatever we're applying here is definitely going to be applying the same thing to this one. So we are going to do that now. So all we need to do is to click on this, we click on edit type, then we click on duplicate. Let's name this a cutting wall. Perfectly curved cutting wall. Cutting wall. Okay, we click on OK. Good. So this is it, perfectly curved cutting wall. So what we need to do, we need to do what we did again. So we need to hide all of this, change this to glass cutting wall, then we take out, change all these horizontal mullions to none. Good. Change all these horizontal mullions to none. So once you click on OK, this will automatically, yes, delete mullions, we don't need them. Good. Now you can see the mullions are gone, and you can see this one still maintained what it is. So once you come to the level 1, which is the natural ground level, now if you look at this, you can see the straight edges making up the curved. But if you see the new one, now you can see how perfectly curved this is. You can see how perfectly curved this is. Now what we need to get is to get the horizontal mullion to be perfectly curved as this as well, to give us that perfect feel. So how do we do that? Now what you need to do, since our horizontal mullion from the default, because these vertical mullions also have the same size. Let's see, once you click on this, once you click on the cutting wall, let's select the cutting wall, come to edit. Now you can see the vertical mullions are 65 by 125. So we also want the horizontal mullions to be 65 by 125. So, and we initially created a mullion for the horizontal. When you come to this wall, now you can see a dot mullion. Now we made a mistake. Now you see we made this 165. So okay, yes, it is actually 165. So is it one? Okay, no, it is 125. So it is supposed to be 125. So we're going to change this to 120 because it is 65 by 125. So we're going to change this to 125. So we have to stick with the same dimension as the vertical mullions, so we don't have something off. So we change that to 125. Good. Now the next thing we need to do is to create grid lines. Now since we know that the dimension of the mullions is 65 by 125, now we'll have our 125 already, so we don't need to create our 65 on this place. So what we need to do is to come under architecture, we click on cutting grid. Now you can place, let's just place one here. Okay, place one here. Okay, place one here, place one here, place one here. Okay, all right, then let's take this up a little bit. Let's say 3 6. Okay, then we place one grid at this point here. All right, so it doesn't matter where we place them, we're still going to do some edits. So now we know it is 65 mm, so we click on this 65 mm, 65, sorry, not 60, 65. Enter. Okay, good. Then we hit our tab to select this one. Let's make this 65 as well. Enter. Okay, good. Now we come to this one, select. Let's make this 65 as well. Enter. Good. We do the same thing here. Let's make this 65 as well. Enter. Okay, now do the same thing here, 65 as well. Enter. Come back to this last one, 65. Enter. Good. Now, so this is it. Now you can see we've created our mullions, horizontal grid lines for the mullions. The mullions are not there yet, so now we want to create our mullions. So all we need to do is to come to this first one. We hit our tab to select this panel, this grid line. Then we right click and we click on select panels along the horizontal grid. So it will select all these horizontal panels instead of clicking and holding control to click all of them one by one. So that will be a difficult way. Then once we select all of them, we click on pin. Once we unpin it, we change this from here, we change this to mullion. Now once we are done, now you can see the first mullion. You can see how good and perfect the curve is. You can see how perfect the curve is. Good. So we have to just do that for every other mullion shortly. So I'm going to do that now. Please watch. Good. Now that you have successfully created mullions for all those curtain wall, now let's take a look at both of them. Now we'll come to our natural ground level, which is level 1. Now you can see this one. You can see how perfect the curve is. This is fantastic. I don't even know. This is very good. Now let's look at the previous one. Now you can see how the previous one is. So you see, now you can see the difference. So this just makes you more skillful in Revit. If you want to create a perfectly curved one, fine. If you want this one, fine, it works for you as well. So this is just very nice to look at. So thank you guys for watching this video to this end. So if you find this video helpful or interesting, please don't forget to give us a subscribe, hit the like button, share this video, and please don't forget to turn on the notification bell icon so that you don't miss out on any interesting video when next we publish. See you guys on the next video. Bye.